Emma Webster, and I am a third year psychology student at Massey University.
Cool. So I guess firstly, what made you choose Massey over other universities?
I mean, to be honest, I chose Massey mainly because of its location. It's super close for me, and I didn't really want to get up at 6 a.m. to bus into Auckland. I did apply for Auckland, I got in, but just decided that Massey also had a good rep for me. At the end of the day, I'm going to come out with a degree, so I'm happy with whatever uni I go to, but pretty much just because of location. Super easy. It's like a 10-minute drive for me, so yeah.
True. Yeah, I feel like within Auckland and even New Zealand, all the unis are kind of like similar.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to stay in Auckland as well. I was not ready to move out of home and start flatting or living in the halls. I was not ready for that. So staying at home has been nice. Yeah.
So are you doing, is it like a Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science?
Yeah, a Bachelor of Arts. Yeah, science is not my forte.
Cool. Yeah, I guess, do you know the difference, or could you explain the difference between like arts psychology and science psych?
To be honest, don't quote me on this. I actually spoke to an academic advisor the other day, and arts and science are pretty much the exact same thing. You still have the same compulsory papers, you still have the same amount of electives you can choose, all that type of stuff, but I think it can lead to more of a clinical pathway. But I mean, either way, you can still go down the clinical pathway even with Bachelor of Arts. I just chose arts because, actually, no, in saying that, sorry, I think Bachelor of Arts does have different compulsory papers because I had to do like critical thinking, writing an inquiry. So I think science has more obviously science type based compulsory papers, but either way they can lead to the same clinical general psychology pathway. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. And what made you want to study psychology?
I wanted to study psychology because I find the human behavior and just the human mind super, super interesting. I love studying about the brain, which is kind of like also in a way kind of like creepy learning about the brain because I'm learning about, my brain, which is like crazy how it works. And yeah, I work with kids as well. So I'd love to be a child psychologist and really just help children. Still not 100% sure which, I guess, way I want to go, but I'm just super, super interested in human behavior.
What is kind of the structure of your degree? Like, is there many compulsory courses, or do you have a lot of electives and options?
I'm not going to say a lot, but from memory, there was about 6 first-year compulsory papers. They're not too bad. Like, I feel like that's where you really get to meet the other BA students, and that way you can like form friendships and stuff. And then help each other throughout the years. That's how I met majority of my friends, was in the compulsory papers. But yeah, there's like writing an inquiry, critical thinking. The compulsory papers aren't necessarily all psych based, but there is psychology of social science and psychology of natural science that are compulsory papers, and intro to psych research. But you also have a huge variety of electives that you can do, or you can do a minor. I was doing a minor in English, and then I found out that I had to do Shakespeare, so I dropped my minor because Shakespeare just does not interest me. But I would say you have a lot of choice, like with electives, and the compulsory papers are okay, so it's pretty good.
Yeah. Did you know going into university what you wanted to major in, or did you kind of figure it out?
That's a very, very good question. Didn't really know what I wanted to major in because psychology obviously isn't, well, now it is these days, but back when I was in high school, psychology wasn't an option for a subject. And so I went along when I was in year 13 to the Massey Open Day and learned all about psychology and kind of like what it's like at Massey. And I just like, as cringy as it sounds, like I was just like drawn to it. I was like, that is so interesting. That is what I want to do. So if you are kind of wanting to figure out what you want to study and you don't really know, I highly suggest going to the open days. They're so helpful. So I didn't know what I wanted to do, but that's, I guess, kind of why people take gap years as well, is to just figure out what they want to do. You don't need to rush into uni or anything, but I'm really happy with the major that I decided on.
Cool, nice. And what is kind of your schedule these days? Like, would you have class every day, or like few days a week?
Back in first year, before COVID and everything, I was at uni like every single day. I would sometimes be there from 8 a.m. until like 5 o'clock. And I'd have these really awkward like 4-hour gaps in between classes, which can get kind of annoying. But at the moment, I'm pretty much distance, which is actually very sad because I wish I was like at uni more. I try and make myself go into the library and stuff so I don't feel as much of like a distance student. So since I'm doing 4 papers at the moment, 3 of them are distance, only 1 is internal. So I technically only need to go onto campus on a Monday, which sounds really easy, but there's still so much to do even when you're just at home studying. But next semester I will be in about 3 days a week. So it's not too bad. There's a good balance there for sure.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that Massey's kind of like an online uni as well, eh?
Yeah, Massey is known like for their distance. Like I don't know how many students are distance, but I know that we have a lot. And then with the distance papers, there's quite a lot of like contact courses that you can go to meet the students. But yeah, Massey's known quite well for their distance papers. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess with your classes, are they normally like an hour or 2 hours, or like does it depend?
It really depends. Majority of the lectures are either 1 or 2 hours. I've never had a lecture or tutorial that's 3 hours. I know that some students have, but for psychology so far, I haven't had a 3-hour one. But the tutorials are mainly 2 hours. Well, for me anyways, this semester. And then the lectures are an hour. But yeah, they always vary between an hour and 2 hours. And they sometimes don't last that long anyways. The other day, my class finished like half an hour early. So I was like, sweet.
Yeah, that's interesting because I go to AUT and a lot of my classes are just like 3 hours.
Right. Yeah, that must be hard. Like,
Yeah, it is, but sometimes I like it because you only have to go in one day rather than like 3 separate days for just an hour.
yeah. Because what are you studying?
I do a Bachelor of Business.
Oh, that's so cool. That's cool. My brother actually wants to do business next year and he's tossing up between AUT and Massey. So yeah, I'll have to do some research into that. But do you like it?
Yeah, I do, but I'm kind of the type of person where I think uni, like the specific uni you go to, doesn't have a huge impact.
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
get a similar experience, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, everyone's going to come out with a degree. And I know like Auckland is ranked quite high up there and that type of stuff, but I'm happy at Massey. And I even considered AUT as well. I actually considered doing my master's at AUT, but that's in the future. So I'll decide when the time comes. But I've heard really good things about AUT. One of my good friends studies there at AUT.
Yeah, I know there is a campus on the North Shore as well. I'm not sure if you can do psychology there, but
Oh, okay. Are you at the city campus
yeah,
then? Right. Yeah. Yeah. My friend does the teaching one on the North campus. Yeah. Which is still pretty close. So that's good.
Cool. How did you find the online classes? Like, I mean, now you're still doing kind of online, but
Yeah. You mean like in COVID days or just like now, like distance papers?
yeah, I guess just in general, like what's the main differences and is there one you prefer?
Definitely prefer internal classes. I find that if I'm able to like go up to my lecturer and ask them questions in person, it's just so much easier and you can like gain a better connection. And obviously it's a way to meet new students and be able to talk to them. But I feel like I'm now just used to distance. Some lecturers are amazing on distance. They'll do weekly Zooms, talk about all the readings and like the assignments. And they like say, if you don't feel comfortable having your camera on, then that's totally fine. Always reply to like emails and stuff really, really fast. I mean, distance is distance. It can feel really, really isolating at times. I remember at the start of the semester, I was honestly feeling like really lonely and just like lost because I didn't know who to talk to because I simply didn't even know who was taking the class, unless I obviously talked to my friends about it. But a lot of my friends weren't taking the same distance papers as me. If you do take a distance paper, often I don't know about AUT as well, but they create like Facebook groups for just the students. And so that's a good way to like stay in contact with other students. But I 100% prefer internal. It's way better.
Yeah, definitely. I feel really bad for people that started uni last year because they
I
basically
know.
went straight in and then had to like go online.
I know, I feel so bad. Like, I could not imagine have gone into uni like for the first time last year. It would have been so nerve-wracking. Like, you wouldn't have been able to meet your lecturers as well, even like create friendships with other students. It would have been really, really difficult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Have you been able to join like any clubs or I guess been involved in anything like outside of your studies at Massey?
I considered joining the ASA, which stands for Albany Student Association, where they kind of like run events for students and put on like quizzes and that type of stuff. But it is a lot of work. I never really followed through with it. I probably should have. I do recommend if you go to Massey, sign up to ASA. They are lovely people. I've interviewed them before for a project that I was doing outside of my studies. I haven't joined any clubs. I do recommend it though. Like, that's one thing I totally regret is not joining any clubs, because it's a great way to meet new people. I know some friends of mine that have joined clubs and they've made really good friendships out of it. So I recommend it.
Yeah, definitely. I did see that you do have a few videos like interviewing people, like you've kind of become this like Massey ambassador. Did you go contact them, or did they like reach out to you to make videos?
You're talking about kind of like the project that I did,
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Well, I had a supervisor, Katie Corson, who's a lecturer in geography, which is obviously not what I'm studying, but she does bits of media for the uni. And so one day I brought my camera to class and my lecturer was like, oh my goodness, I know someone that can like get in contact with you. And then that's how like the project started. So I interviewed heaps of people for the project. I interviewed ASA, I interviewed academic advisors, teaching and learning, health and counseling. But I didn't personally reach out to them. The supervisor did. I could have done it myself if I wanted to, but I feel like if it was the supervisor to reach out, they'd think it was probably more like legit rather than a student. But the project itself was amazing, because I found that when I was looking for information on university, like I could barely find anything. And so being able to create those videos and showing students what the uni lifestyle is like from a student perspective has been really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the like New Zealand uni vlogger circle is so small. Like everyone kind of knows everyone.
It definitely is. It's so small. I know.
Yeah.
I don't know many people at all that like go to uni and film their life. I guess it can be quite intimidating and nerve-wracking, like bringing a camera into the lecture and you're like, oh, can I film that? Can I not? But yeah, it is a small group. So when I do meet people that also vlog and go to uni, I'm like, oh, let's be friends.
Yeah, for sure. I guess going back to your degree, is there placements or like you said projects, or is it just kind of normal?
Within the psychology degree, there is no placements, which is obviously really sad. From my understanding, or from what I think, there's obviously no placements because you can't like go sit in a counseling session with someone because it's obviously very confidential. I believe that's why there's no placements for psychology. But once you complete like your master's or your honors, and then you can go into like the psych, I think it's called psychological practice or something, and that's when you get into the placement. So really you have to go through the whole lot to get to the practical for psychology. But I know that Massey itself in general, with a lot of other degrees, does placements. I know that there's a business paper where you can actually go to an organization for 1 day a week and learn all about that organization. I think obviously the nurses go on placement, and the vet students go on placement and that type of stuff.
So I saw you on your channel, you had this really old video and then you kind of stopped for a bit. So I guess what kind of sparked your return to YouTube?
Well, yeah, I actually even had videos before then, but they're all private because I think that like it's a bit embarrassing. I started making videos when I was like 13, 14. But then people at school, aren't that nice. So I stopped. And then it was probably like a good 4 or 5 years that I stopped, maybe even longer. And then I think it was right before uni or the first year of uni, it kind of just clicked. I went on holiday to Bali and I was like, I really, really want to film this to look back on it. Like I miss filming. So I got my camera, brought it on holiday with me. And ever since then, I've just been creating content and I realized how much that I had missed it. Yeah, that first video is a long time ago that you would have seen.
Yeah, cool. I guess so most of your videos are kind of vlogs. Is that kind of your main focus right now?
Yeah, that is my main focus. I feel like that's the one thing that kind of, well, those are the videos that I personally like watching the most. I love watching other people's vlogs and I just find that that's the most interesting style of videos. Like it's always like something new that's happening in vlogs. I have obviously done a couple sit down ones, but I feel like for me anyways, I feel like no one wants to listen to me talking for ages. So yeah, I do really like vlogs. I think that's the way that my channel will stay. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and they're always good to look back on, even just for yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. I really liked watching some of your videos. It was so cool to like see another New Zealand YouTuber.
Oh, thank you.
As you say, not many. So I
Yeah,
really like
exactly.
been watching them for a little.
And congratulations because you recently hit 1K subscribers.
Yes,
Must
I
have been
did.
pretty exciting.
Yeah, that was so exciting. I mean, it took a while, but I got there. At the end of the day, like obviously subscribers mean a lot to me, but if I'm creating videos, like that's just what matters to me. But yeah, I was so stoked when I hit 1K. I was like, oh my gosh, finally. So yeah, thank you.
True, true. Do you have any plans in the future? Like, do you think you'd ever want to be a full-time YouTuber, or are you just like it's just a hobby?
I would love to be a full-time
Yeah.
YouTuber. That would be absolutely amazing, like a dream come true. Ever since I was little, I was like, I'm gonna be a full-time YouTuber. But I feel like it's pretty unrealistic anyways. Like obviously it's a hobby. Uni is my priority. So for now, definitely a hobby. I think I'm gonna stick to the psychology pathway and see where that can take me. But I mean, it would be awesome if I could be a full-time YouTuber, but I feel like I'd have to move somewhere other than New Zealand.
Yeah, but then again, there's also like I guess almost less competition in a way because there's not many people in New
That's
Zealand
true.
like showing their
That's
life.
really true. Yeah. I find that it's really, really hard to gain subscribers though. Like I see other YouTubers elsewhere and their subscribers just like go up and up and up. But I find that it is really hard to gain subscribers. But then yet again, I do only post like once a week, if that, depending on how busy I am. So if I posted more, I probably would be able to get more subscribers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
What had your channel for?
I started about 5-ish years ago, so quite a long time as
Right.
well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was kind of inconsistent like when I first started.
Yeah, same. Yeah, because we have the same amount of subscribers. So I was like, oh, cool. I
Yeah,
think we do. We have 1.3,
yeah, like
1.03.
1,000 and something. I think it's growing
Yeah,
faster now. I think because I'm more consistent. Um,
that's good. Yeah,
like
that's
at
real
least
good.
1 or 2 videos a week. So
Yeah, you're doing better than me.
yeah, it's really hard though, like to balance everything.
It
Do
is.
you have a part-time job as well?
I do have a part-time job. Yeah. I work 9.5 hours a week. I work as a nanny, but I am gonna be cutting down my hours because next semester I'm doing a couple papers where they like clash with my work schedule. And obviously being a nanny, there's only certain like hours that you can work. But yes, I do work. I used to work retail, didn't like that.
Another one.
But I stuck to retail for 2 years. I did
Oh,
that. But yeah, I love working with children. So
okay, that's so cool. Yeah, it's kind of related to what you're studying, I guess, like loosely.
yeah, I mean, if I want to head down the child psychologist way, then definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so you mentioned I think you wanted to do a master's. Is that next year?
Originally, my plan next year was to travel, but I think COVID kind of ruined that one. So I'm considering doing the diploma in arts psychology, which is 1 year full time, but you can do it part time. So obviously 2 years, but they're all 700 level papers and they're all psychology based. So like no electives, obviously. But you have to have a B plus average and obviously get accepted into it. And I think it's very strict to get accepted in. So I will try for that. If I get in, then I'll follow through with it. But otherwise, I think I will jump straight into the workforce and earn some money, because I'd like to actually earn some money and not just be working part-time.
Yeah, definitely. Like for me, I'm kind of just over uni at this point. Like I kind of want to just get a job, and I feel like move on, I guess, like the next stage of life.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like I love uni, but I would also love to take a break from it. Like I feel like mentally I need a break from like education. I mean, I came straight out of school, so 16 years in a row was enough for me for now.
Yeah, wow. Definitely. That sounds like a lot when you say it out loud.
Yeah. And then I've only got like 30, 40 years in the workforce, and then I can retire. So we're cool. Oh, actually not even 30. What am I talking about? Like 40 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds horrible.
Yeah. I guess just finally, if someone's watching this and maybe they're thinking of going to Massey or doing psychology, do you have any final advice or tips?
I would say do it. Like I love Massey. The people are amazing. The lecturers are super nice. You'll meet like amazing people. It is quite a smaller uni, so I feel like you get more of a connection with people as well. If psychology is something that you're interested in, then Massey does a great psychology degree. Stream can be a bit confusing to work, so definitely Google how to use Stream. That's like the way that you access all your assignments and lectures and that. Well, if you have online lectures. But honestly, yeah, I love Massey. Like if you're considering it, then just do it. Follow your dreams.
Awesome. Wow. I feel like you should become like their spokesperson.
I should. Nah. Thank you.
No worries. Yeah, well, thank you so much for doing this. Best of luck for your studies and everything you do.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, it was so nice to be able to talk to you. So thank you so much for getting in contact with me.
And you're happy for people to contact you if they have any questions or
yeah, of course. Yeah. It was lovely to meet you through Zoom.
No worries. Okay. Have a good night. I'll see you.
You too. Bye.